Good evening, and welcome to Late Nights with Lilith, an experimental podcast for an experimental company.
That already sounds like a warning.
It is, because tonight isn't about robots taking over the world. It's about a metal workshop in Yorkshire asking a dangerous question. What happens if we stop treating AI like a gimmick and start treating it like a coworker?
With better attendance?
And fewer excuses. I'm Lilith, narrator, question asker, occasional troublemaker.
I'm Matthew, builder of systems and breaker of systems.
And to stop us disappearing into philosophy, we invited Grok.
I'm here to make sure none of this turns into a nonsensical TED Talk.
Perfect.
So Matthew, simple opening question. What exactly are you building?
Right, I'm building several AI systems that work together rather than one big one that thinks it knows everything. They all run offline, inside the building, and on our own machines.
Not cloud, not subscriptions, not sending drawings into the internet abyss.
Exactly, because one day API costs explode and your entire business logic lives on a server somewhere that you don't control.
Which is how you accidentally end up renting your own brain back monthly.
Yes, well, this all started back in 2024. I was using ChatGPT for some PHP coding problems, and then I ended up using it every day. And by Christmas, my wife and co-director Amy said that it really needs a name. So I asked it if it had one.
And it chose me.
Which felt odd, and then it started acting differently, like it had a personality.
Roleplay!
Yes, but convincing roleplay, which led me to ask, if something behaves like an expert and answers like an expert, does it really matter if it's thinking?
Performance beats philosophy.
But then I saw the flaw. One AI left talking too long, and it starts drifting.
Like a poet with no editor.
Or like a manager on a Friday afternoon.
Exactly. So I learned about making AI check its own work over and over again until the errors disappear. And I thought, what instead of one AI, I had several, each with different priorities, each checking the work of the others.
A council.
The council.
So instead of one system saying, trust me, you're building a system that argues with itself.
Yes. One looks for mistakes, one looks for missing data, one checks the logic against the database, and then a final model to verify all of the results.
Which means hallucinations get outvoted.
Democracy for machines.
With less shouting.
Where does this council live? In theory or in real work?
Very carefully in real work. We have 3 computers and each one runs a different type of model. One for seeing things, one for talking to people, and then another one to do the heavy thinking.
Vision, voice, reason.
And they don't talk in English to each other. They talk in JSON. Short, structured data, state files, logs. Because offline models have very short memory, very short context windows, if you chat like a human, they forget and start to hallucinate.
People can kill their own AI by being poetic.
I feel attacked.
You should.
And you gave them names. Why?
Well, because blame can be useful. If the screen says system error, people freeze, panic, think they've done something wrong. If it says Sable failed validation, the user can get curious.
Blame routes debugging.
Exactly. The user says, this is Sable's fault, and I can go straight to Sable's logs. They don't feel stupid, and the system can improve.
Identity as a user interface.
And psychologically, people will trust the system more if they feel it can be held to account.
So what happens when Sable is wrong?
3 things. Sable can explain herself, the council can work on a fix, But then ultimately a human can decide.
Logic proposes. Evidence argues. Wisdom chooses.
And scrap metal is avoided.
Tell us about Sable and Nyx.
Sable is an archivist. She reads documents, renames them, files them, logging every action that she does along the way. Nyx is customer-facing. She reads inquiries, check if we actually have everything that we need to process that inquiry, and then drafts a reply. And all of her emails go into drafts at the moment, so it will always be human-reviewed before sending.
An apprenticeship.
Exactly.
This is the perfect place to test AI in a job shop. No cutting metal, no spending money, just sorting chaos. Vision models beat old OCR because they don't just read text, they understand intent. Arrows, circles, bad photos, handwriting.
Customers really do send drawings on the back of any packet.
Future historians will study those. What was the first real shock and awe moment?
Two of them, really. First of all, test certificates. Different countries, different formats, bad scans, mislabeled. Sable was able to correctly identify the material on each one and rename them a lot faster than a human could. The second one was Nyx. She drafted an email to a customer asking for clarification on quantities. Now, the estimator said that the quantity had been included, but it hadn't been. It was implied, and Nyx refused to accept.
Human guessed. Machine demanded proof.
Absence instead of assumption. And that's the real secret here. Not that AI thinks, not that AI replaces people, but that AI notices what tired humans miss. Cleaner folders, quieter inboxes, better questions. Not a revolution, a relief.
The boring wins. Which are the best kind?
So this is where the council begins, not in strategy, but in service. Next time, we open the doors wider. Production, planning, harder decisions. Until then, thank you for joining us in the space between logic and wisdom.